So here we are. This is gonna be the first podcast ever that we're gonna do. Me, Taylor, your boy, and the boy Ricky over there.
The boy.
That's the boy.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on? What's going on? What's poppin'? That's a phrase that Ricky and Michael say all the time, and I
Oh
learned
yeah.
that with them. Yeah, for sure. And that is insane, actually. Yeah, I learned a lot of slangs with you guys for sure.
I'm pretty sure that we speak in like 99% slangs, most likely, but
Yeah,
it's
and
all
it
it's all good.
exactly. And if it's not slangs, it's pretty much idioms or phrasal verbs, weird phrasal verbs.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Very,
So,
very, very rare that we, you
yeah,
know, go
exactly.
proper with it.
So guys, what we're gonna talk about around here, it's gonna be pretty much how me and Ricky and Michael how we met. Like this happened like in 2017, and we're gonna hear from Ricky what exactly he felt, like what's his impressions on the first day they met a Brazilian guy with a spaghetti English. So let's go.
Yes.
Take your
So,
time, man. Let's go.
um, I remember very distinctly, um, obviously World of Warcraft is the bridge between, you know, uh, the harmony of the world as far as I'm concerned.
Hmm.
World peace, but I'm pretty sure that we were running some arenas in World of Warcraft,
Hmm.
and I recall like Chico, he made a group,
Hmm. Yeah,
or I think it was
true.
on in Group Finder, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it was. And you guys had something like, okay, we have gladiator experience and we're trying to find a
Oh
healer.
yeah,
It was something like it. I remember that.
yeah. We were looking for like 2,000 rated players or something. It's strange to me that we wanted to do threes. I'm not really sure why we chose that, but
Yeah.
um,
Because I remember back on those days, you guys were super into choose matches, right?
yeah,
Especially
and we
Chico.
had to have we had to have been like I don't even think that we hit challenger. Did we? I don't think maybe we just hit like 1,400 or something, but I thought we were lower than that.
I
Um,
remember that one of you guys didn't achieve the 1400
yeah,
achievement because one of you guys got that achievement with me, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was Chico,
Yeah, it
and he
was
was
me. I thought, or was it Chico get it first?
like, I just
I
remember that
don't
one of you
remember.
guys like went crazy. Oh my god, you wouldn't believe that what I just got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Yep.
yeah,
But then dude, I don't even remember how we got like into Discord. Like it must have been soon after that because we probably won a few matches, I would imagine. And we're like, yeah, because you were on your shaman.
yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
And then we're like, oh my god, this dude is so good. So I think you joined Discord, and knowing us, we were probably intoxicated, but um,
I just hope.
I don't think it took long. We were pretty like we are like kind of chill at first, like what's going on, man? How you doing?
Mm-hmm. Where are you from? Yeah.
And then as soon as we started slang, and then you got to see the true colors there. So
Yeah, it took me a
I think we got
while.
pretty hype, yeah.
Yeah.
But oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was interesting though because I felt like with where you were at in like your English, like you
Mm-hmm.
could I don't know, it seemed like maybe you weren't prepared for how we actually speak, like our phrasing and I mean, again, we use a lot of really stupid words that we basically make up, like tono and like,
Yeah, there's a lot of
stuff
yeah,
like
for
that.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of words, a lot of weird words for sure.
So when yeah, I feel like maybe it was kind of like, am I learning the right language? Like, because we could understand like everything you're saying. Like it seemed pretty natural. Which was interesting, to
Yeah,
say
and
the
that
least.
that is nostalgic for me for sure.
Oh yeah, very much so. I'm trying to actually look this up. I don't know if I can find the achievement for that season.
Yeah, exactly. And I just remember that, like, you were saying that you guys were trying to find like a healer because you guys were trying to play some trees. Like for
Yeah.
those of you guys who doesn't know, like there's this game called World of Warcraft where it's basically a fantasy game where you just can play a lot of shit. You can be an orc, and human, or a blood elf, a gnome, a goblin. It's a huge game, and it's a awesome. It's a wonderful game. It's one of the best online games ever made,
Oh yeah.
and that's where me, myself, Taylor's, Ricky, and Michael, we got together, and they were trying to find a person to play. And I play a class which is considered a healer. It's basically a character that helps people. Like I'm supposed to keep people alive. And they both play DPS classes. What is DPS? It's basically a character that does damage, pretty much. So they are kind of trying to slay people, trying to kill someone, and I'm just there to keep them alive while they're trying to chase someone down. That's what happens in the game. And um, and I remember that we just got together in the game, and you guys got super hyped because, oh my god, this guy is so fucking good. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was something like it. And Chico was like, okay, do you want to hop on Discord? Because yeah,
Yeah.
with voice, we will be unstoppable for sure. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And I remember clearly that back in those days, I wasn't confident enough to talk in English, to speak in English. And I remember that I told you guys that, okay, but I'm not from US. I'm from Brazil. I'm from South America. And Chico was like, okay, we don't give a damn about it. Just hop on.
Yeah.
And then we just start talking. And yeah.
Uh, I'm surprised he didn't open up with like a "Hola, cómo estás?" You know, like thinking you guys speak Spanish down there.
Yeah. God damn it.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean, we've learned some Portuguese words as well, which
Mm-hmm.
was fun.
Slangs.
Yep.
Like,
But
what was the last one?
uh, the last one was
Viadaço?
viadazo. Yeah. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Which was the word that I just referred in English? It's one of,
Ah,
oh, it's what, fag of the year. Yeah, fag of the year.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh
awesome.
God, that's how we that's what that's what Rick means when he says like that American people just make a lot of weird words, weird phrases.
Yeah.
That
Literally just it's like nonsense.
Yeah, but that actually was made by me, right? Because of the song,
Hmm.
like yeah,
Yeah.
the man of the year.
Yep.
Yeah,
But I think, I mean, I felt like we were playing also together really consistently after that. After the first night, it was pretty much
yeah, it was every
constant.
single night. Yeah, every single night. Because back on those days, I was still working on that call center, and usually I used to work in the afternoons, so I usually got home at the same time as you get home right now, like around 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And we used to play like all night until the sun rises.
Yep. Till we had the birds chirping.
Yeah. And you guys were always like, oh, there's those tropical birds.
Yep. The parrots and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, parrots, monkeys, chimpanzees, and stuff like it. Yeah.
Oh my god. I
Amazon.
love
I
the
remember when you
yeah.
guys asked me about Amazon. I was like, oh my god.
That was like our. I mean, I don't know. Of course, Brazil is gonna have cities, but I always just imagine, you had like the forest in your backyard. Like,
That is so weird. I remember that. I remember that Chico used to ask constantly about it. Like, wait, do you have like a panther in the backyard?
right?
Yeah, can you see
Are there just like
monkeys?
monkeys like everywhere? Like,
Yeah,
oh man.
exactly.
Do you guys have squirrels over there?
No, we don't. No.
Okay,
Oh, we have.
interesting.
Actually, I don't know.
Oh man,
Because I'm
I
pretty
feel like
sure we're not supposed to have it, but I have a glimpse in my mind where someone just said to me that it's somewhere around Brazil they have a weird type of squirrels.
yeah, probably
Yeah,
like flying ones.
I wouldn't doubt it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place like on south where I live right now, like we don't have like a lot of different animals. But if you go to the north, especially northwest, like shit around there get crazy for sure.
Really?
Yeah, like there's a lot of weird animals over there.
What about like deer and stuff like that?
Deer, the Bambi.
Yeah.
Actually, that's something I never thought about. Like deer would be veado in Portuguese. Actually, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know.
Huh.
Do we
Yeah,
have
I
that
was
around
actually
here?
I literally just started thinking I'm like, what? I mean, obviously, your wildlife down there is going to be for us exotic, like, iguanas and fucking fish that glow in the dark or some shit, but
Yeah. Yeah, that is some weird shit actually. Like we have a different kind of a deer. It's not the same.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it's on northwest, and
Huh.
it's pretty close to the border with Uruguay. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
close. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, it has something to do with the Amazon for sure.
Huh.
But I didn't know about that. Like, there's a lot of stuff about my country that I just don't know.
That is pretty large.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, yeah, last night, and and we were kind of talking about like our states and the capitals, and she was
Okay.
like, "Do you know all the states and all the capitals that we have in our country?" I was like, "Oh fuck, I don't feel like I know it."
Hmm.
It's weird because I'm pretty sure I know more capitals about USA and Canada than I know about my own country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she was like, "Okay, let's try to count on the fingers or whatever you can mark it." And I was counting all the capitals of Brazil, and I managed to out of this 26 states that we have, I found out 15 of them. So
Oh,
there's
wow.
yeah, so there's 9 that I don't know about. And then about USA, I know pretty much every single one. Canada's
Right.
Canada's the same, and I know a lot of stuff about Ireland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, because back
Okay.
back in those days, I wanted to travel abroad. I wanted to study in Ireland.
Hmm.
So I've read pretty much a lot of stuff about Dublin, Cork, Limerick, and Galway, which are like their biggest cities around there, which is not that
Okay.
big, but for them it's big. So yeah, I know I'm pretty sure I know more stuff about other countries than my own country.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had one of my old roommates, he, for some reason, uh, one of his goals was to learn every single country like in the world and where it's at on a map.
Wow.
And he spent like probably 3 or 4 days just studying and he memorized like the entire world and all the countries. I was like, that's insane.
Wow. How many countries do you have on the globe?
I don't even know that, to be honest.
Okay, let's Google that. How many countries are how many countries are in the world? We have 195.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of countries.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. I don't have the discipline to do anything like that, but
Yeah, but you're
still.
you're learning Spanish. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's true.
that
Yeah.
requires a lot of discipline. Learning a language requires a lot of discipline.
Yeah, especially independently. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Because at least like I mean, now that we talk so frequently, it's a lot easier to answer questions or kind of clear up maybe concepts that are used or some that aren't used or
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah.
things like that. But just doing it on your own is I could not imagine.
Yeah. But I feel like things start to get easier when you get to that point where, just like we were talking earlier before we start recording this podcast, that when you know how to ask how you can say something on that
Yeah.
language, like that's the turning point.
Hmm.
For me,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it feels like that's when you really start learning stuff, because you're not asking that on your own language. You're forcing yourself to ask something in somebody else's languages, and you start learning a lot of new vocabulary and not a lot of new words and especially idioms.
Yeah, and I think that's where the like, I would say that you're fluent in English. It's hard to like it's hard for us to construct phrases that confuse you. Like you can always follow,
Yeah, for sure.
because it's strange. Like I can't remember. There was a really distinct example of like maybe terminology or vocabulary that we use, and you're never like, what does that word mean? Or
Hmm.
like, yeah, it's just that's pretty wild. And for us, if if it was the opposite, so if I was asking you, like we spoke Portuguese all the time, and I was just learning it, I'm like, oh, what does that word mean, or what does this word mean, or what does this phrase mean?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, you have a really kind of universal grasp of English, and even though our English is really fucked up, like you still I don't know. It's like real English, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah, but it wasn't like this like 2 years ago, 2 3 years
Yeah,
ago when we
that's
first
true.
met. Yeah, because I remember when you guys were using phrases like tono. Like the first time you
Yeah,
guys used tono was like, wait, what is that? What is tono?
yeah,
But after a while, just like we said, when you know how to ask something in English, it becomes a lot easier.
yeah,
Because you do that a lot of time. If you travel to the other side of the country, like let's say there you just go to North Carolina or something like it, you're probably gonna find out some new idioms that you don't even know,
yeah.
and you have to ask it like what does it mean? What does it mean? So
I
you're
think honestly, a big like proprietor of some of these types of idioms and phrases that we use is the whole meme culture.
oh yeah,
Like
that's true. Yeah.
I don't know how that translates to Portuguese, but when you're like, oh, dude, like what's poppin'? What's Gucci? Like, or like, it's lit as fuck. Things like that that just like make no sense, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's strange.
Yeah. What I try to do with that, like when it comes to idioms, I try to not translate them. I try
Oh
just to
yeah.
compare that to the idioms that we have around here. Just
Yeah.
like viadazo, do you remember that
Hmm.
word? Which is kind of
Yeah.
it's a weird manipulation that we do to the word viado, which is another way of calling someone gay.
Yeah.
And like there's no way of translating that into English. It would be like big gay. Like viadazo
Yeah.
would be big gay or big deer.
Yeah.
That's what what it would be, and that wouldn't make any sense for you guys.
Right.
So we have to find kind of a correspondent idiom for each country, for each culture.
Granted, also I will say that for anybody who's listening to this podcast or watches it in the future, our English is incredibly offensive. Like we use generally like socially acceptable phrases sometimes, but
Yeah.
you know, it just is what it is, But
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Like I remember that one of those questions that I just posted on Instagram, where it was like, okay, ask me something, and it just asked me like, uh, if you would say what would be the difference between American humor and Brazil's humor,
yeah,
and I was like, okay, that's a pretty easy one because our humor it's kind of a dumb humor, like a idiot humor. It's pretty
yeah.
dumb, and it's not hard. But the American humor it's pretty dark, and sometimes it's offensive too.
Oh, it's incredibly offensive.
Yeah. So for you guys listening to this, if you talk to someone to any American or I wouldn't say Canadian because Canadians they are pretty respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for them to be like dicks. But for like, if you talk to any American and if they go hard on you or make like a weird joke, just don't be offended by it because it's the way it works. You just gotta accept it. It's the way it
Yeah, it's
works. You just gotta keep in your mind that it's a different culture. Like their culture is different. The way they think, it's different. The way their world, it's completely different than ours. So you have to keep that in mind.
yeah. I feel like we're known, I think, worldwide for being somewhat of a dramatic. I think a lot like from the videos I've seen, because I like to watch this stuff, just cultural differences. But a lot of people know that Americans they seem happy all the time, or they seem high energy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In their facial expressions and the way that we inflect our words, it's just everything is super dramatic, um, which is interesting to me. But I think the same applies to how we I mean, how like close friends talk, like I wouldn't just go up to a random person and say, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" Like, that's not
Oh yeah, that's not how it
typically,
works. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Even around here,
unless
that's not how
unless
it works. Yeah.
unless they mess my food up or something, and I get really angry. But that might stick to the whole Americans just being rude as shit, like
Yeah.
But no, that is also a good thing for your listeners. Like, if they ever have an interaction with an American person, don't mess up their food. Um,
Yeah.
and they should be they should be fine.
Yeah. They really get mad about it. Trust this boy. Trust this boy.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, did I tell you about? Oh shit, dude.
Let's go.
Okay, just on this subject. So we have a restaurant around here. It's called Buffalo Wild Wings,
Yeah.
and they're known for like chicken and chicken wings, burgers and stuff.
It's Buffalo what?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, okay. Buffalo Wild.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I know it. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, sports bar.
Mm-hmm.
But when I order their food, especially when I'm at work, if it's getting delivered, most of the time it's getting delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they are almost like persistent with fucking the order up. Like it just seems what they do. That's just what they do.
Okay.
So the last time, this isn't it was two. It's a pair. It's two times because it was twice within 1 week.
Okay.
So one of my work friends, his name is Andy. He ordered the food and he was mad because I'm like, dude, let's get B-dubs. It just sounds good. Oh, that's the short name of it, by the way, is B-dubs.
B-dubs.
Um,
Okay.
so we're like, let's get some B-dubs. I want some chicken, and they have a really, really, really spicy sauce, like the hottest thing that they have on their menu. That's what I get all the time.
Spicier
And
than Mexican stuff.
oh, it by leaps and bounds. It's ghost pepper,
Oh, okay. Okay.
like sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So he's speaking with this young lady who's taking the phone calls and stuff, and he had to repeat the order 5 times
Wow.
to her, and he's looking at me. He's shaking his head like he's so angry. He's like, "Dude, I'm." He's on the phone with her. He's like, "I can't fucking do this. You put the order in, dude. I can't fucking do this." So I get on the phone. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hello," and she's like, "Hi, yeah, blah blah blah. This is what I have." For the order,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What's your name?" And she said her name was something weird like Anastasia. That was her name. Her name was Anastasia.
Okay.
I said, "Look, Anastasia, we eat here kind of frequently,
Yeah.
and you guys have a reputation for fucking our order up. So I want to ask you, can you please read back my order?" So she reads the order back, and I was like, "This order is 100% correct. Just do me a favor. When it comes out of the kitchen, just look it over. Make sure it's
Yeah,
good.
just check that out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I would just really appreciate it. You know, I don't want to burn my break on work to go and get this fixed. So
Yeah.
she's like, okay. Um, so my buddy, he leaves
Oh
on his
god.
lunch break,
Yeah.
and they said 20 minutes. We waited 30 minutes, and then he went. Food was not ready, so he was incredibly pissed off when he got there.
Yep.
And he's like, he's texting me, and he's like, I'm gonna lose my shit, man. Like, so he gets back. I'm like, there's a 0% possibility that anything could have happened to this order that was incorrect.
Wow. God.
So, bro, I open my box of food,
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
and
Here we go.
there's no sauce in there. It's
Mm.
like getting a cheeseburger without bread. Like it just
Yeah.
like it's the whole point of when you eat chicken is there's sauce.
Yeah.
So I almost punched a box of chicken. I had both of my hands up in the air above my head, and I was ready to just Hulk smash this box.
Okay. You guys are listening to this. Okay.
And holy shit! So I call them back because I'm like, how do you do this? How do you fuck that up? So I call them back,
Yep.
and my buddy Andy, he's like, I told you. He's like, I told you this would happen. I'm like, I know, dude. I knew that it would happen too, but I thought that maybe if we approached it differently, and he was mad.
Yeah.
I was the good guy, you know. And so I called them. I spoke with the manager,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, what seems to be the problem? I'm like, dude, you guys didn't put any sauce in my box. Like,
And we ask for
what the
it.
hell? Yeah, like specifically.
Exactly.
I'm like, I spoke with the young lady Anastasia. She told me that she would look the order over when it was done. Blah blah blah. So
Yep.
they're like, okay. So they gave me a refund and they sent me a coupon. 4 days later,
Yep.
I'm like, fuck it. We're gonna do it again.
Let's give
Now
it a try.
Andy,
Another try.
yeah,
Yeah.
Andy wasn't there, so I'm like, maybe it's a bad luck thing with him.
Okay.
I put the order in, right?
You went there just by yourself?
No, I got it delivered, which is
Oh,
probably my
okay.
problem, to be honest.
Okay.
Same order, chicken, French fries,
Mm-hmm.
and the super hot sauce,
Okay. Standard. Okay.
standard. I get my order. There is no sauce in the box.
Oh god.
I lost my shit, bro.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I didn't punch the box of chicken, but I did slap it like really hard.
Like
And the
fuck.
people who were in the office, they were in the office the last time that I got food,
Mm-hmm.
so they witnessed me like lose my shit in my office. So I call the manager.
Here we go
Like
again.
I was like,
Do you remember me?
I'm like, look, same guy. His name was Michael.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Oh,
I call him.
Michael.
He's like,
Yeah.
hey, this is Michael. I'm like, dude, Michael, it's Ricky, man. I'm like, look, bro, this is the second time in less than a week that I've gotten food from you guys, and you fucked it up. So he's like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. What was the problem? I'm like, dude, you forgot my sauce again. Like, you forgot my sauce again. And then I said, you already offered me the refund. I'm like, you mailed me a coupon, which if I use the coupon, the order is gonna get fucked up anyways. So like, why would I want to use it? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'll tell you what, because this has happened so much,
Mm-hmm.
and there needs to be some type of quality assurance, right?
Yep.
I was like, how about this? I'm gonna come down there right now, and you're just gonna give me a bottle of this sauce. That way, when I order food from you and you forget to put it in there, I'll already have a bottle on my desk.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm dead
god.
serious. And
Okay.
he's like, yeah, we can do that. So the dudes in the office, they're like,
Oh, he was pretty chill about it.
they're really gonna give you a bottle of that. I'm like, yeah, they have to.
Oh, they have to.
So
Okay.
yeah, I was like, I went down there, and the dude gives me the bottle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a giant bottle of this ridiculously hot sauce now.
Oh, you
Because
still
they
have
usually
it.
sell it. Yeah, they sell it for like $15, but
Oh, it's not that expensive. Okay.
it's like I was like, dude, for all the times I fucked my food up, I had to do it. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
So, yep, that's
Wow.
don't fuck our food up, man.
Okay, that's a cool story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's something to wrap this podcast
Oh
off.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use this to just to give a quick introduction of what people will hear in the podcast, and I can probably explain this story in Portuguese so people can like kind of relate and kind of understand what's going on. And I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
try to pick some of the slangs and phrasal verbs that you just used to tell the story, and so that will be easier for people to understand what exactly you were saying for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
yeah I'm pretty sure I'm gonna kind of type everything that we just said. It's gonna be massive, like it's gonna be a lot
Yeah,
of
for
words.
sure.
It's a huge text, but yeah, for sure, it's gonna be easier.
Yeah,
So
for our first podcast, it was fun, man.
yeah, so yeah, man,
You know,
thanks for being here. Like
absolutely.
yeah, you know this. People don't know this, but yeah, Ricky is one of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life. I don't feel like
In the
I
world,
yeah,
across the world.
across the world. Yeah,
Yep.
he lives in America. It's across the ocean, dude.
Yep.
And yeah, man, thanks for being here. You know I love you
Absolutely.
guys. Yeah,
Yep. We love you too, brother. And
yeah,
anytime, anytime,
yeah. Let's go until the next one.
sir.
Yeah, let's go. So guys, this is the end of the podcast. Thanks for being here. Later.